engines roaring, feel the beat. Ryan and John can't be beat. On the fast lane, so sleek. Gotta ever hit the street. Ooh yeah, fast lane, all night long.
And we're back in the fast lane, brought to you by Betterfy, and it's almost I feel like it's closer than I think.
I know.
I want it to be now, but I know we still have a wait. We've got to get through February, but the excitement's tangible, John. Formula One is around the corner.
New regulations, new cars. Look, it's 3 days of testing that we've seen from the Barcelona. So it's been good testing. I think the main thing that we need to understand is no one's going flat out just yet. I think everyone's kind of, sussing everybody else out. But reliability is the key factor here. So a lot of the teams will be testing to make sure the cars are reliable. Also trying to understand the new cars, the setup. The drivers are trying to understand how to drive these cars quick. But I see it's like typical. The weather was raining the one day, and we'd think they go to Barcelona with they would have the perfect conditions to test in.
Yeah.
But some of the teams would actually like that, the fact that you can test in the wet and the dry. Interesting for me is I still feel like Adrian Newey, Alonso, they're definitely going to be the dark horse in this championship. I think there's a strong possibility of them winning, which we would love to see, especially with the what they call is like so many grey areas in the regs to bend the rules within the rules. You know, so I think that's going to be exciting. Adrian Newey is going to be running the team. Clever move, because people are saying, but surely if he's busy with so many other things in terms of building and the aerodynamics of the car, how is he going to have the time to run the team? But I look at it as actually a very clever strategy. It's like a conductor of an orchestra.
100%.
Everybody's got to come through him, whether it's whatever, and he's obviously understands how to make the car go fast. So the only way to kind of manage it is to manage it from the top. And I'm sure once he gets the car flying, then he'll slowly, sort of back off from that role. But very clever of Mr. Stroll and the strategies there.
Well, listen, like I said, so much happened this week. The
Audi,
the sound of that Audi, and then all the memes, and we spoke about this, all the little funny little bits coming up.
The grills of the Cadillac.
And the Alpine, the little dinky car Alpine going down the track, and they just unveiled
the sewing machine sound of the new Ferrari engine. But look, I mean, it's going to be great. Netflix is also bringing out the new Drive to Survive. So that's also like a nice... when that starts, that we're getting closer. Melbourne, Australia is the first race down under.
March,
it's tricky circuit to start with. But I'm really hoping that with the new regs, that the passing, there'll be more passing. Because we see, the active aero. It's quite interesting, obviously, when they break, then the active aero kicks in. But also, it's doesn't it, like, it's amazing for me, if you think about it. They all have a blank canvas, but yet no one knows what no one else is doing, even though they probably have little spies and stuff. But it's amazing how they all somehow end up similar.
Yes.
It's not like someone rocks up with like a triple stacker wing, or like in the old days where the Oak's got 4 wheels or something like that.
Exactly.
They're all very close. Like that wings on the side of the pods that Ferrari and I think Red Bull's got. I mean, who thought of that? Who's the guy? I was just thinking the other day, it's incredible how some engineer just decided that's going to work, and then boom, it's on the car.
Yeah, exactly. Listen, besides racing, we're also going to talk about the cars we're driving, and we'll have a look at that shortly. But local motor racing, there's oval circuit racing. Vescus, I see Vescus.
It's going to be a proper meet there up in the Vescus. Gates open at 5. You can go in from 12. Take your puller box.
Your puller box and
pull in.
And puller box.
And cool in. So you can take your whole the whole family, everybody, and go enjoy it. But that is a really big one, and I love the stock car community. They really are tight family, and
they love it.
It's fun. So good luck.
Yes, love it.
And then testing at Killarney International Raceway.
Testing there. A huge thanks to all the folks at Killarney International Raceway as we prepare for another season of
Power
Motorsport.
Series next week.
Very quickly, something we decided to do is What the Fox Say, and this is where we pop into a local place for a quick pint and a catch up with a South African who now lives in Ireland, but to find out what it's like to come back home and be home for a little while. So John and I popped into our local and we caught up with Gareth Myberg, who we spent a lot of time with when we were overseas, to find out from a South African's point of view coming back home what it's like. All right, here we are. I promised you that we'd shoot some footage from a place that I frequented a lot over the past couple of weeks. And the last time I was here with another friend of ours from Ireland, Ray. Gareth is now here, out, South African, and now lives and calls Ireland home, but he's out here. So traditionally, when a fellow South African who now lives in Ireland gets to Cape Town, we have to have somebody. So Gareth, listen, what's it like being back home again?
wonderful. Weather is unbelievable.
Yeah.
As you can see, I'm quite sunburned,
Gee,
which is a bit of a
whiskers.
problem. But yeah, it's
The
been
whole
good.
families love the sun and love being out here. Of course, the circumstances surrounding being out here are slightly different, but yeah, nonetheless. And back home, floods in Ireland. I've seen footage of torrential weather. Not so great as you depart again shortly head back home.
Exactly.
Oh, look at
And
that!
here we've got
Look
some
at
more
that.
on the way.
Look at that! Look at that! When one isn't enough, we get another one. So let's try and split the G quickly. Okay, no, didn't quite split it this time around. Way of quality of life in Ireland. I mean, obviously, it's not South Africa. It's totally different. You live in probably one of the, I feel, most beautiful cities on earth, Dublin. Rich cultural history. A fairly expensive city to live in, to be honest, but incredible to have the opportunity to be able to live and work in Ireland.
No, definitely. I think the big difference between there and here is obviously the outdoor lifestyle.
Yeah,
in South Africa.
absolutely.
Like the weather makes such a difference.
Now, speaking of outdoor lifestyle, Garrett's also happens to be an Irish national coach for hockey, and we've watched the Irish hockey just in general flourish over the last. And I don't want to say it's because this is a South African, one of them at the helm.
There's plenty.
but there's lots of South Africans at the in Irish hockey. Lots of tours this year still, because it's a brand new year. South Africa back on the map again, maybe this year. December back here.
December back here, yeah. In Corsi Cup.
In Corsi Cup, the Irish national team will be out here competing once again. Things to do in Dublin, like if you could say your pick of Dublin for a South African quickly. And I obviously we've got places we usually go to. You've treated me to some spectacular places while we've been there. But when South Africans come over, family, friends, what do you say is the one thing that they've got to do?
Probably the Guinness Factory.
Yeah.
Guinness Factory or Jameson.
Oh,
Maybe the two top ones, I'd say.
absolutely.
And then obviously Johnny Fox is the oldest pub in Ireland.
In
or
what is
highest
it?
pub in Ireland.
Johnny Fox?
And Johnny Fox is in Bursik as well.
oldest pub in Buddhism.
Yeah, those would be the three that I would suggest.
Oh, that was spectacular. Last time we were there, we had a nice Guinness pie and, of course, plenty of these and some live Irish entertainment. But yeah, to all the South Africans around the world that watch the Fastlane, like Gareth and our friend Ray back who's in Ireland at the moment in the floods. Cheers. What do you say, Slange? Slancher. There we go. We've been at the Foxes.
Yes,
we had to feature the Foxes sometime in the podcast because literally
Yes.
in the last 20 years since it's been there,
Yeah.
I think I've only been once ever, and over the past 2 weeks, I think I've been there 5-6 times
At least.
At least.
But you know the nice thing, we go all over the
Yeah,
show
yeah.
and we go to some really magnificent places.
Yes.
But sometimes there's
So lekker.
something like refreshing.
Yeah.
Like
By
just
popping
to
in at your
go
local-
and just be yourself.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what you wear or who you are. It's just refreshing. Yeah.
I was working out that Mark Turner, the owner, I've known him for 30 years. One of the original owners of Papagallo's in Buddhism. And I used to frequent that place back 30 years ago. And here we are popping into our
Yeah,
local
and
Johnny
you know what I like
Foxes.
is the old stories. I mean, we met Ray there as well. Ray
Yeah.
Thorpe's also, a good
South
friend of
African
ours.
living in
And,
an island, yeah.
also a big fan of the show. But it was nice to chat to Ray and to Gareth, is they bring up the old stories.
Yeah.
And, it's like so cool. Remember this uncle and that guy,
uncle,
and
yeah.
remember that car,
Yeah,
and,
exactly.
so what's people up to today? And it's very cool.
Now, listen, speaking of very cool driving force, huge thanks to Tyron and the folks out there, Danny and to Brent. We popped in there. I picked up an SUV. John picked up a TT in an SUV. Let's check it out. So in the fast lane this week, with two different cars, SUVs I'm back to. I've given the job of the smaller, compact pocket rockets to John. John, you've been driving the TT that's on the floor at Driving Force. What's it been like?
It's such an awesome car, and then this grey color, I get a lot of looks. But I love the fact that I only worked out after a while. There's a little button that activates the rear wing. It pops up.
Yes, of course.
Which is quite cool. And I love the burble that this DSG box creates. When you change gears, got that pop. It's like a really
Proper.
nice sound. So yeah, lots of fun and handles extremely well. The TT is one of the cars that you underestimate in terms of handling.
Yes.
But going around, I've obviously been shooting quite a few TV ads. So I've been going through a lot of country roads, wineland roads. Really, really nice car to drive, and it gets a lot of looks. This car.
Nice. Let me tell you, I love a good SUV. The Defender is a great car. They've got now the 110 and they've got the 90, so they've got a version of both of those on the floor Driving Force. Reasonably priced. Mileage is incredible on the car. I'm driving the diesel version, getting about 800 kilometers to the tank. I've filled it up. because we know that the driving force folks and the staff are very generous when it comes to giving us cars with fuel in it. But very economical, great car for the family, great car to take up the West Coast, which I'll be doing this coming weekend. So huge thanks to Driving Force. Great stock they got incoming. Having a chat with Danny and the guys on the floor there. I
had a great coffee the other day, sitting there in that little
helped
coffee
myself
spot.
to the sweet, a little sweet station there, helping
Saw
myself
Brain
to the
double
sweet-
dipping in the sweet shop.
again. So yeah, go pop into Driving Force in Montague Gardens and go and check the vast variety of vehicles they have on display. Hey, and there we go. So that's it. The Fastlane in the bag. Where local is lekker. I think we should continue these tours where we stop in at different
I actually
places.
did a little sneaky local lekker thing. I went to Bosman and Dharma Wines out in Wellington.
Did you shoot some footage?
I did get a little quick sneak peek of the manor house and the whole setup there.
wow.
It is beautiful. And Mr. Bosman himself, I met the Oom. What a lekker guy. And we were talking buckies, and it's something that was quite interesting, Ryan, is that he brought up is, would the new electric buckies work well on the farm?
Yeah.
And, like obviously people buy buckies for fishing, for camping, for traveling expeditions. But electric bucky could actually work quite well on the farm only because of the torque factor.
Sure.
Remember, it's got a massive amount of torque. So when
Yeah.
towing or pulling or whatever you need on the farm, you don't need to go too far. As long as you keep it there on the farm and utilize it there, it could be quite practical. And made me think about that. It was very clever of him to actually ask that.
Well, I'll tell you something. We'll talk more about that, speaking of talk, soon, because BYD have been so kind enough to reach out to us and say, we need you guys to take the new Shark 6 and put it through its paces. So look out for that. That is coming on its way to the
And I
fast
wish
lane.
I could tell you what I'm driving this week in the TV ad. It's German. You will love it. You and Willy. I could just see you in this thing. It's so clever of this
man, I hate it
manufacturer.
when you just dangle a carrot
I know,
and then,
but
you
you
know.
guys will, I think you'll be the first on the waiting list to put your name down for this vehicle.
Can't wait. Like, subscribe, be a part of the community that is the Fast Lane South Africa. Proudly brought to you by Beta 5. We'll be back next week with another episode.
Engines roaring,